All right, so just to do a quick little review, we went over the first kind of sentence, which is a subject, noun, and a verb. That's in Shirley Grammar, they call that pattern 1. In Latin for children, they call it pattern A. What I'm going to tell you right now is it is good for the kids to learn the patterns by number or by letters or whatever they're going to do for a few years, but once you get to a certain point, it does start to get a little bit confusing because different grammar programs will call them different patterns. And so the important part to know is the pattern that we just went over is the subject, noun, verb pattern. And as I said, a sentence needs 5 things to be a complete sentence. It needs a subject, a verb, a capital letter, an end mark, and it must make sense. So as we said, the boy ran is a complete sentence. It has a subject and a verb, has a capital letter, an end mark, and it makes sense. Totally a complete sentence, okay? So, so we need to remember those 5 things. The next thing that you need to know is there are 8 parts of speech, and there's a great little jingle that goes with Shirley Grammar. I'm going to give you just the tail end, which is NVP, AA, PIC, noun, verb, pronoun, adjective and adverb, preposition, interjection, and conjunction. NVP, AA, PIC. So if you can remember that, then you know the 8 parts of speech. Okay, we already talked about noun, verb, pronoun. Pronouns are your things like I and we, he and she, it and they and you, me and us, him and her, it and them and you, my and our, his and her, its and theirs and yours. So you'll learn that in Latin and you'll learn that in English. Either way, it's good to know those. And yeah, it's just good to know those. So anyways, those are your pronouns. We talked about adjective and adverb. Remember, an adverb only modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. It can't do a noun or a pronoun. An adjective modifies or defines a noun or a pronoun. So, and they have specific questions that go with those. And so we've talked about those, and we've talked about prepositions. There's 49 different prepositions. If you can get the Shirley Grammar or any other grammar that has, you memorize them, that's really good. So that's the aboard, about, above, against, after, before, behind, beneath, below, under, within, without, you know, all of those. So those are really good. So those are your prepositions, and you should be able to ask who or what from those. So in what? In the house, object of the preposition. So, or for who? For the girl, object of the preposition. Okay, so we talked about all of those. The next sentence pattern that I'd like to talk about is the subject, noun, verb, direct object. And the direct object belongs in the predicate, and the reason it belongs in there is because the direct object actually takes the action of the verb. So I'll discuss that in a little more detail as we go through. Okay, so you can see here I've got our subject, and I've got a line. When we diagram this, we put a line all the way through the line. This is a completely different part of the sentence. But you can see the direct object goes on the line because it is a main part of speech. But the line doesn't go all the way through because it's a part of the complete predicate. So when we go through and we classify this, see if I can classify this. The boy hit the ball. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this on the video without my big board. But the boy, who hit the ball? Boy. Subject, noun. What is being said about boy? Boy hit. Verb. Boy hit what? Ball. Verify the noun. Does ball mean the same thing as boy? No. Ball, direct object. The article adjective. The article adjective. Very, very simple. So you can see we said boy hit what? Ball. This could be anything. Boy hit what? Girl. Hopefully not. We can also ask who. So for the sentence, bless me. Now there's a couple of things in here that you have to know. Bless me. This is probably going to be more of an exclamation because you're going to say this, oh, bless me. You've heard people say that, hopefully. Bless me. Bless who? Isn't bless our verb? Yes, it is. So in here, we have something that's called an understood subject pronoun. When anyone's giving a command or like, so go to your room, your kids know who you're talking to, right? So we call it understood subject pronoun. It's you, and we always put that in parentheses. Most grammar programs will have you do that. So you understand subject pronoun. So who bless? You. You bless. So what is being said about you? You bless. Subject noun. Bless who? Me. Verify the noun. Does me mean the same thing as you? No. Me, direct object. And it's important to ask the verify the noun, because if it does mean the same thing, then it's a different part of speech. Direct object, the ball cannot be the same thing as boy. Me cannot be the same thing as you in the next sentence. So the direct object cannot mean the same thing or define the subject noun, because then it becomes a completely different part of speech. Okay? So you can see here, again, we put, for diagramming, we put our subject here, long line through it, hit, and then ball. The is modifying which ball? The ball. Which boy? The boy. Okay, so those are modifying or defining which ones. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do for that video. I will move on to the next sentence pattern, and I'll probably try and keep these as short as I can. The first one was pretty long because, you know, got to talk about a lot of things beforehand. So there's a lot of stuff to go over. I apologize. These are going to be, I'll try and keep them as short as possible so that you can go and get a cup of tea or whatever in between and just enjoy. All right, talk to you later. Bye.